End of a fucking era, mate. End of a fucking era. I thought y'all was good, man. I thought y'all was good. I was good, man. Y'all came back. Y'all held out y'all grievances. It was what it was. I thought y'all could kumbaya this and we could get the quality content that we was getting. Y'all went on a little break, vacation and shit. Cool. It was what it was. And I listened to the newest episode and this? Nigga, this happens? What the fuck is going on? What's up? What's happening? You know what it is. You know I'm that kid. You know it's K.A. And I gotta talk about this shit like the semi-automatic. You know I gotta let it spray. Grrr, big brrr. But anyways, we here to talk about this shit real quick. You know, like I said, help your boy, girl. I'ma go non-stop after I do this shit. So, hey, I'ma just get it in now. I ain't gonna break it down. But, hey, you know what it is. You know I'm the kid. You know I'm that shit. Like, subscribe, post notification, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, Joseph Budden and the Joe Budden Podcast. Great show. Listen to it a lot. Great time. Was following it when it was on Spotify. Reason I have a Spotify account, to be honest, because I wanted to listen to the episodes early and I didn't want to wait for it to drop on YouTube. Good fucking show. You know what I'm saying? They have Spotify. I'd be bumping it on SoundCloud. I'd be having a good time. Anyways, you know, I did the video. The boys are back in town. I thought everything was copacetic. Everybody is back on, like, I wouldn't say 100% same page, but at least everybody has an understanding of how it should go and everything. And we would be back to how it was good. But it just sucked, bro. I was hoping them niggas was going to tour. I really wanted them to come to Toronto, and I really wanted to go to a show. I'm so mad. I'm honestly so mad at this shit. But hey, we has found out Rory has been fired from the Joe Budden Podcast. I don't know if Ma will be back. He never really said Rory's fired. He said if Ma comes back. We don't know exactly what's going on with that. And now it's like, damn. Man, hold on. I gotta pull up some notes because, my nigga Joe be giving up keys, though. That's the thing about my nigga Joe. It's crazy how academics called it. It's so crazy how academics called it. Academics, Joe Budden. A lot of niggas called it. You know what I'm saying? But I thought they were good. You know, they're friends. I thought they could battle through this little spat they had, but apparently they couldn't. And Rory's ass got fired. And Joe was just going into a lot of shit like, oh yeah. Compared to Ma, I met Rory in 2014. I been knew this guy. Like, I brought him up from the bottom. I been knew this guy. And I know y'all say Joe is a narcissist or he has a little bit of ego. Which, no, Joe has an ego. No, narcissist we could debate about. Does Joe have an ego? Yes. That's 100%. Oh, my mama, nigga. That's 100%. By the way, Joe, how the fuck... He stopped doing it now, boy. He got to a point, this nigga always be like, what's your astrological sign? Nigga, who gives a fuck? But anyways. At this point, it's crazy. That... Sorry, because Molly says that. That's what's funny. But it's just crazy that this has happened. Because we seen them basically have a heart-to-heart or a breakdown exactly what was going on. I thought everything was copacetic. And now we get to this point, Rory's fired. Ma, I don't know if that nigga coming back. Them niggas owe me money. Excuse me? Apparently they was talking to, Ian. Ian is Joe's lawyer or business partner, whatever the fuck. He break down all the stuff that's going down. And yeah, there's some comments that wasn't good. And, now, like I said, the podcast is called the Joe Budden Podcast. So, like, when Rory and them come to ask, what's going on, it's like, Joe could show you if he wanted you to, but it's like, no, he doesn't, because he doesn't. It is what it is. He's the boss at the end of the day. The boss ain't going to tell you everything. Now, if he just planned some bullshit that, like, you kind of need, like, if he planned a tour, and he's just like, we're going on tour, it's like, nigga, you didn't clear this with me. It's like, there's some validity, like, yo, nigga, bro, if they are part of the touring act, you kind of need to tell the nigga in advance, not just do the posters like, yo, we're going on tour. That's kind of bullshit. But like, with that and the deals, you're gonna come to Joe because Joe is the name or the star, if you will. Rory and Ma, I found out about them through the podcast. That Joe is the star, and I'm not trying to say that Joe has bigger, but like he was the rapper, you know about him, or he's on Love and Hip Hop. Like we see him do all these other like State of the Culture, fucking what's this shit called? Everyday Struggle, all this other shit. So he was like the star compared to you two, you know what I'm saying? Parks, we don't even see his face like that. But anyways, it just opened with him and Parks and like Erickson, Savon, everybody else, and just talking their shit. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And he was just breaking it down. He was like, oh, Rory's doing some dumb shit, you know. Ma, he'll still probably like to be cool with Ma, but probably wouldn't work well in a business. And he said, hey, Ma comes back, but Rory's fucking fire. Get the fuck out of here. Also, there was some stuff with academics. I remember him saying in the podcast, it's been like a couple like times, and I couldn't say academics name on this fucking podcast because of your issues with Rory. And he even took academic side. He's like, yo, I know academics is not a liar, and he would not lie about somebody coming to his house. And he's like, yo, to be honest, I kind of believe Rory went to his house to do some shit. So he's like, yo, if you do that and that nigga's mad at you and he want to do something to you and he gonna clown you forever on the internet, that is that nigga's business. I'm not gonna stop being friends with Ak because of your bullshit. You put up to that nigga house and you try to show off your machismo and do all this shit. No. What the fuck, Ak is my man? We all know Ak and Joe are good together. Let's keep it a buck. If Academics and Joe Budden did a show right now, nigga, all niggas is watching this shit, and I probably feel like Rory would catch feelings about that shit. And it is crazy. Now, yes, I get it. Like, see, this is the thing about friendship, right? It's hard when two friends beef with each other because you fuck with both niggas. But this is the thing. You can't make a nigga choose a side. That is what it is. You could tell your homeboy he wrong and he should apologize to this nigga because you did some shiesty shit. But I'm not going to choose sides and like, yo, I rock with you 100%. No, we're not doing that. You got to come to your own conclusion. This side can't influence you and this side can't influence you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like maybe that's what Rory was trying to do because they're on podcast. You do the show together. It's like, fuck this. And now it just makes me believe, like, again, I had some questions about the Axe story with, you know, Rory cheating on his fiance. I didn't know exactly what the fuck happened. But now I'm just like, oh, this shit true. This shit true. This shit true than a motherfucker. It's 100%. I will confirm it. I will confirm it's 100% at this point. Because there's no way a nigga who this was not real would act like this. It is 100% certain this fucking happened. Let's keep it a buck at this point. This nigga really did do this shit. But anyways, let's talk about it real quick. Let me get some information. I don't really care about Charlotte. Like, I fuck with Charlamagne, but yeah, nigga, you be predicting all the time. We ain't got time for this shit. But anyways, let's get to it. Let me go find some quotes because I know some niggas wrote this shit down somewhere. And I personally can't remember everything. He was just breaking down a lot of information and all the deals with Spotify and stuff. And of course, they're going to go to Joe first. And it's like, at one point, he did give them a bigger raise. And they're asking, okay, so if we're getting a bigger raise, what's the money looking like in the pot? And then also, see, this is the thing. I get it. Y'all want more money. It is what it is. We all want more money. We all want nice cars. We want ball out. We want chains and shit. It's cool. But like, Ma, you Gucci, nigga. Your brother part of Rock Nation. And then fucking... Now... Everybody wants to know their worth and maybe put their worth in dollar cents. But it's like, bro, there's like a lot of niggas on the team, number one. Number two, this nigga, you got a lawyer. Y'all niggas gotta get your shit equipment. Like, you know what I'm saying? This shit gotta run properly. So, it is what it is. Like, again, I'm not here to condone maybe, you know what I'm saying, what it is. But, like, again, yo, if it's not working, it is what it is. Joe has proved when he got Ice and Ish that it was a pretty good show. I've watched a couple, but it wasn't bad. And I like Ice and Ish because this is the thing. Rory and Ma, like, sometimes I fuck with them niggas, but a lot of these niggas have ties to shit. Nigga, Ice and Ish just come on shit, man, fuck that nigga. That nigga a hoe. That nigga a bitch. I'm like, yeah, talk your shit then. Yeah, it's refreshing. All y'all niggas trying to play political and don't fuck up your deals on my accord just because I want to hear y'all talk shit. But at some points, it's like, bro, y'all just know everybody at this point. But anyways, let's read some shit. As chaos reigns on social media, Joe Budden alludes to sabotage following Rory's firing from the Joe Budden Podcast. I don't know how you got that, but okay. Joe Budden Podcast currently is in the midst of mourning at the end of the era, 2 weeks removed from Mal and Rory's return to the podcast after a self-imposed hiatus. Leaked audio from the... I heard the whole episode, but anyways, marks nail in the coffin for the long-running beloved series. So I guess this is a quote from Joe. Since Rory feels like he has so many options here, somehow he still feels like he's running the show, states an incel. He was not incensed. he feels like he's entitled to more. Rory, you are a branch. You are in breach of your contract, and from this point forward, you are fired and you are not welcome back. In subsequent tweets, Joe Budden confirmed that he would no longer be working with Rory and has since offered further clarification on his position. Friend or not, I'm never funding someone's sabotage of me. That will never happen, writes Joe, alluding to something deeper behind the scenes, which I'm not surprised because that stance he made on the podcast, I was like, whoa. I get far away from the threat. You can think peace until your face turns blue. Also, he made a statement. He was like, yo, if Rory and Ma, if y'all decide to do a podcast together, like, he will sue y'all niggas. Y'all ain't doing that bullshit. So, yo, this is really serious. This is really serious. So a fair prediction, as many Blueface fans are currently in the midst of trying to unpack the internal turmoil that brought the Joe Budden podcast to an unceremonious end. Some have invoked academics with predictions that Joe will quickly mobilize to reunite his longtime Everyday Struggle co-host, which I'm not mad at. I would watch that show. Let's face it, the best part of Everyday Struggle was Ak. I love Wayno my nigga, but like, Ak and Joe Budden together, that is the dream team. I love Wayno my dog though. I fuck with him. That's my man's. You know what I'm saying? Wayno, you got a podcast, I'll watch this shit. I fuck with him. And he a sneaker, we could talk. Hey, that's my man's. Anyways. So who happens to be engaged in disrespecting the few? Yeah, which I talked about Rory, cousin Rory and Minnie Ma. Others have even drawn comparisons to the old Budden classic Three Sides of the Story, knowing that situations are seldom as clear-cut as they appear to be. So depending on who is asked, Joe has done himself a favor by cutting ties with negative associates and doomed himself to go out in a similar fashion to Alonzo from Training Day. It's a testament to the passion that the JBP has elected from its fan base. And it should, I probably said that wrong. It should be interesting to see if and when details of the implosion come to light. As of now, only Joe has publicly commented on the fallout, while Mal and Rory have remained quiet. I also have looked for that as well. I could not find that, so I was confused. And it is what it... At some point, it is what it is. And if it is true he was emotional after the academic shit and he was taking it out on Joe, Rory, you was trash for that. I don't know about Rory trying to sabotage you and shit. As you said, it's mostly directed to Rory, so I think him and Mal could probably be friends out of this. But, like, they probably can't do business together. But him and Rory, I think that shit dead. Like, fuck that nigga to the day you die. I feel like it's that type of energy with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy that this happened. I seen something else. Here, yeah, there's another thing. Yeah, but it is what it is, though. So, yeah, okay. So, 2 weeks after the return, yeah. I think he fired Ma, but, like, the Rory one was like, nigga, you fired. Ma, yo, you gone. If you come back, fuck, hey, nigga, you gone. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is fucking crazy, though. So, they're no longer returning to the show. This is the only fucked up part, right? Because now he has Ice and Ish on the Patreon podcast. So, I'm like, well, who's he going to put for the Joe Budden podcast at this point? That's where I'm confused, right? Because he has Ice and Ish on a separate podcast. So, I'm like, are they going to do double duty? Or what's the difference between the Patreon podcast? That's the only concern I have. Because it's just like we're getting two niggas, at the same time. So, yeah. They were beefing. They let it all out on the 45th episode, Shaking the Tree. They came back with The Floor Is Yours, and everything was cool. But it wasn't as usual as before. It was kind of short as fuck, to keep it a buck. And he even brought it up. Like, it was shorter than usual. There's a lot of tension. It wasn't exactly the same. So, I'm like, oh, maybe there was still some stuff that wasn't cleared. I thought everything was good. But it appears that another bump in the road has happened. People were leaking the audio. Yeah, he's ranting about Maury and Mal's inability to secure deals for the podcast, and also slams them for bringing dark energy, arrogance, and entitlement to the show. Joe also reveals they have been telling their representation to contact Joe's manager, Ian Schwartzman, to look over contracts. The wildest part of the entire rant comes later on when Joe Budden absolutely rips Rory, saying, since Rory, yeah, I read this part, yeah. You are now welcome back. While the audio confirms that Rory has been filed, the rest of his words towards Mal are cut off. Many fans have already caught wind of Joe's scathing rant, and of course, much of their options on the matter are split, while many have been pointing the finger at Joe, which honestly, I know we did beforehand because we're like, what the fuck, and stuff wasn't there. And yeah, we know Joe doesn't like doing contracts, and is what it is. It is what it is. But like Joe has proven, especially with Ice and Ish, like it is like he made a pretty good podcast. That was what it was. Now, of course, I always love Rory and Ma. Like, there's some iconic episodes they have. They're fucking hilarious together on a good day. But if it's just gonna be this bad, and if it is true that Rory is plotting against him to sabotage him, I understand why you fired him. And like, yo, if the energy is still bad and y'all couldn't get back to before y'all had friction, it is what it is. So hey, I can't really be mad at it. And I'm just confused. I want to hear Rory's side. I want to hear some bullshit from Ma's side. And yeah, there's three sides to the story. I want to hear some shit over there, some shit over there. But honestly, at this point, bro, like, y'all might just have to stop working together. Maybe Ma and fucking Joe could save their friendship and they could be cool. Yeah, maybe they just can't work together in business wise. And if they could still be friends, hey, at least say y'all saved y'all shit. But Rory, I just want to know like the sabotage shit with Rory, because I'm like, what the fuck happened with that? I'm very confused. But besides that, honestly, hey, listen, it's been fun. It's an end of an era. It is what it is. I can't do the 2 hours justice. Go watch it. You could find the audio leak somewhere. If it's still not on SoundCloud or Apple Music, because it was there but it got taken down, you could find it. Do your YouTube searches, do your Googles, and hey, it is what it is. But it's the end of it. It's done. It's done, and it might not come back. I'll laugh if he was doing this for promo and they come back. I'll laugh if a motherfucker. I just want to know where he's gonna take this podcast, because he has Ish and fucking Ice on the Patreon on. So how is he gonna do this one? Who are the new people gonna be? Like, that's my thing with this. Does he have more friends? He's like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna call some other niggas to come on this shit. Is him and Academics gonna reunite like Voltron and take over and make Everyday Struggle 2.0? I don't fucking know. It is what it is. It's just crazy that like he confirmed the Ack shit. Cause again, I'm not saying Ack was lying, but I was just like, hey man, listen, I ain't gonna say this nigga was cheating on this chick, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I do believe that nigga pulled up to his house, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say it's his shorty beating him or whatever. Shorty got guy needs killers. I don't know about them. Just kick back and relax. You know what I'm saying? But like, this confirmed it, cause why would a nigga be this mad that you fucking with Ack? Over the IG live they did, he was mad. I ain't gonna lie, you kind of bro. You a hoe for that. You can't expect. I get it. Some niggas ride for your friends when you have beef. But this is the thing, though. Nigga, first of all, you should be mad at the side chick that's telling your business to Academics. That's number one. And number two, if you pulled up to that nigga house and Academics just gonna clown you on Twitter all days of the week, that's his business. Go pull up on that nigga. And apparently, if you guys don't know, in private, he tried to squash it. He tried to get into contact with Academics and try to squash it, but Academics wasn't trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, hey, bruh, you reap what you sow. Like, nigga, they teach us this shit in the fucking science class. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You did that shit, that nigga mad, you gonna clown your ass. And Joe, because let's keep it above. Ever since Everyday Struggle ended, I knew if there was a way for Academics and Joe to work together again and possibly do a show again, they would probably do it because they like working together. Let's keep it a book. So I knew that was going to happen. And Joe fuck with Ack and Ack fuck with Joe. It is what it is. But, it's like, yes, he's your friend. But if you did that shit and he's clowning you online, I can't, like, you did that shit, my nigga. And this confirms it. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. But yeah, I've said my piece, man. It's been the end of the era. I wish I had some bubbly or some Henny. We could have toasted up real quick, but hey, let's see what happens. Let's see how it progresses, and we will see the new and improved, or the new evolution of the Joe Budden Podcast, or maybe it'll just fail and fall flat on his face. Who fucking knows? I'm not a psychic. But anyways, man, if you enjoyed this video of me rambling like a motherfucker, this shit basically had 20 minutes. Hey, I did it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know what it is. Like, subscribe, post notifications, help your boy out, help your boy grow. This has been K, and I'm off of this thing. And it's gonna be 20 minutes when I add this little intro bullshit that I always do. You know, the outro. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm off of this thing. Slime Zoom, peace out. Hey.